Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're gonna take a look at some send-in gameplay with Forretress. Shadow Forretress got access to the new move, Volt Switch. Volt Switch is going to be the best fast move this Pokemon can learn. And so today we're going to have some send-in gameplay here. I don't know what's going to happen here today, but it's definitely going to be interesting. We're going to have a team here of the Shadow Forretress in the lead. I don't know if Saysop is going to be either Gastrodon or Malamar. They actually sent me quite a long text which I read before, but this was a few hours ago. But basically, the setup has either Gastrodon or Malamar to farm down a certain main switch. So I basically try to trap in opponents' switches with the Pokemon that they have in the back. The Malamar Saysop is pretty decent to bait out Mandibuzz out. So yeah, basically mainly most likely that they use the Saysop of Malamar here, which I feel like is the better one as well. Gastrodon has of course that big double weakness, which can be a little bit exploited depending on what the opponent has in the back. But yeah, anyway, we're going to have the Lunch coming through from that Galvantula. Would have access to the move Energy Ball, which might be an interesting play in the current meta as well. But in comes now a Germnaa, which is going to be a Pokemon where you definitely kind of want to have your Gastrodon still against. Luckily, you're going to get this defense drop. This is actually huge because you got the attack drop before, which makes this matchup a bit more awkward, but the defense drop completely negates that, and you get a 1% chance to get a double debuff back-to-back. That is ridiculous. Play rough coming through, and now it's down to Malamar to win this battle. And I'm actually not too sure if this is... no, you definitely win this. You have a shield advantage, which I completely forgot there as well. We have actually a very interesting moveset on this Forretress. This is not the standard moveset on this Pokemon. What you would usually see is Earthquake plus Mirror Shot, but we have completely different charge moves. And they decided to go for a Sand Tomb plus Rock Tomb, which we will see today if this is going to be a smart play or not. This is definitely a smart play to counter something like the Charger Bug here, which is going to take super effective damage from Rock Tomb, which also has the side effect of guaranteeing attack drop from the opponent, so that's going to be kind of great. Also, Sand Tomb has the side effect of guaranteeing the defense drop from the opponent, and so we're going to see quite a lot of drops here for sure, as you're going to have a matchup where both of the Pokemon that you have are kind of decent against. I would go with Gastrodon here. They decided to go for Gastrodon as well. Do you agree with this? Because Mudstep is just chunking quite a bit. You have a bit more bulk on this Pokemon, but also you're going to be able to go for those body slams quite fast as well. Here, the opponent swaps out onto the Gligar. Gligar, I would say, is a very interesting Pokemon, I have to say. Not with Wing Attack anymore, but I have to say it's going to be a very interesting Pokemon, which can already spoil us that I'm going to make a video about this Pokemon very, very soon, so stay tuned for this one. And stay tuned if Pokemon like Gligar are still going to be viable. Spoiler alert, it definitely is. But we're going to see here the Forretress coming in, which is going to be a Pokemon that is going to not enjoy the soil plane. You're going to be able to win this battle while both sides still have two shields. Horrific lead for you. Like, this is one of the worst possible leads. In comes a Whimsicott, which is one of the worst possible answers to as well your Malamar here, because everything is going to be resisted as any kind of Hery type Pokemon. It's I guess not weakly tough or something like this. It's going to be able to resist the charge moveset of this Pokemon here as well. But as you can see, you have quite a lot of fast move pressure with Psywave, allowing you to go for another charge move against the Whimsicott to try to knock them out here. Let's see how this is gonna go. We're gonna see the knockout for you, which is great, especially as you're going to have Dugong here. And now you're going to have Super Power against Dugong, which is going to force a shield guaranteed. But not only this, they swap out. And that's great, because now you can align yourself, and I feel like that is going to be a good game. I cannot really see how the opponent wants to come back from this scenario here. Earth Power, great shield by you as well. And you're gonna go for the Body Slam spam, or just generally the bait here. Let's see if they're gonna fall for it. They do not, but it doesn't really matter. It's the safe play. You just want to have some damage onto them. And I feel like this is definitely the correct call here. Great gameplay so far, great maneuvering in very difficult scenarios so far from this player. I like what I'm seeing here, I have to say. And now we're gonna see the Dugong coming back against the Super Power. I don't really think this Pokemon is going to enjoy this one. And now we have super effective Volt Switches coming through as well afterwards. And this is going to allow you as well to build up energy on your Forretress, which is going to be able to clean up this game. Guaranteed, there's nothing the opponent can do here. And so that is going to be a very good game, I would say, as the Sand Tomb is going to be enough to knock them out. Next opponent, Forretress against Clodsire. Here's why Earthquake might be kinda interesting, but with the backlane that you have, you don't really need Earthquake, because you have two great answers in the back that can deal with the Clodsire, which does make sense with the moveset that you chose for your lead, and honestly, I really like what I see so far from the team as well. I think it's a great team to use right now, based on the scenarios they have been in so far. Maybe there's going to be some core breakers that you can't overcome, but currently There's one that I can see that can be problematic, that you can swap around though a bit, which could be Talonflame. Talonflame is a bit problematic with the moves that you have on your Gastrodon, but you can decide to go for Water Pulse over the Earth Power on Gastrodon, and I feel like this might be actually a play that you want to do for this team. And so I definitely do like this, and I also do like that you're going to have a double weakness. We have the fire double weakness in the lead and the grass double weakness in the back. But the cool thing, fire is resisted by the Gastrodon, but grass is double resisted from this Pokemon here. And so as you're gonna see, Frenzy Plant barely does any damage, and now it's down to that Gastrodon, and that is a game. That is a good game. There is nothing the opponent can do here anymore. You can overfarm by even a bit as well here if you want to, but one Earth Power is going to be definitely enough to put them to rest here, and we should see as well afterwards the Clodsire coming back in. You do super effective fast move damage. You will be able to survive one move here from the opponent as well, and then it comes down if you can outspeed them or not, and I do think you can outspeed them here, which you can. This should be enough. This should be a good game, and so we can move on to the next opponent. Well, let's find out what they're going to run. We're going to have Forretress against a Abomasnow. Not ideal this time around though, actually, because, okay, they swap out anyway, but you have not Bug Bite anymore, which was the standard moveset on this Pokemon before the change, and so it's a little bit more tricky to hit them for damage. I guess Rock Tomb is super effective, but can be a bit of a trickier one. You can go for a Body Slam here against the Drapion. Drapion, a team, a Pokemon that I made a team out, or like Jonkus and team about early on as well. Not my team, but a very solid team, so definitely check out the video as well. Going to be linked in the end card. And also, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It would really, exactly, leave a like on the channel and subscribe to the video as well, baby. That would also make as much sense as well as I said before. But yeah, feel free to do that. Feel free to do everything that's free, and it would be very nice for me. Anyway, we're going to see the Body Slam coming through here against the Abomasnow. The cool thing here, though, is Abomasnow cannot really hit you hard because, yeah, grass is double resisted, ice is singular resisted, and icy wind is not really doing a ton of damage. And so, what do they really want to do here? And when something wants to swap in against you now, you're going to be in a position where you would be able to debuff them, but you don't even want to do this apparently, as they're going to go into the Azumarill, and I'm fairly certain that you want to use a shield here on a potential play rough. Or not, you can still survive. Oh, great play here. Actually, now you can go for a double Superpower. Superpower is the way to go, by the way. This is the correct call here. Superpower is doing a bit more damage, I think, as far as I know, compared to that other move that you have. And so I think you're going to be in a fine spot, as you can try your best now to get a knockout here with the Rock Tomb. It's not going to be enough, for sure not, but you can go for the full farm down. They swap out. You can go even for the Sand Tomb here. I feel like this is the right call as well. Sand Tomb is going to allow you to drop the opponent's defense stat, which also will allow you to go for a bit more of a farm down. But let's find out what the opponent's gonna do next. It's going to be the Icy Wind. You can go for the farm down as well, and you get even up to Rock Tomb, but you're gonna sadly lose this battle just barely here. Abomasnow just a bit too bulky, and we can move on to the next opponent. Pidgeot. Pidgeot is definitely an interesting Pokemon here, as you're gonna swap out into Altaria, a Pokemon that you barely really see nowadays, but it's a Pokemon that you can definitely deal with quite easily here. You're gonna be able to even get the shield from the opponent, which is quite a rare sight here, as usually Altaria is a bulky Pokemon. You usually wouldn't go for shields, but you decide to go for your own shield as well. You do neutral damage, they do resisted damage, and you can even drop the attack even further. What you could even decide to do here is try to swap out into something like a Malamar to try to go for the full farm down, but you rather decide to stay in here and align yourself later on, which is also a fair play here. Scare Attack is coming through, and we're gonna see the swap out into the Ferrothorn. This will force you now to go ahead and go into your Malamar, which is going to be able to knock them out with one charge move alone. But here's one big issue that I can see right now. What are you going to do with your Gastrodon? The Gastrodon doesn't have a single target against like, the opponent's team. You have two flying type Pokemon and a grass type. Not really ideal for a ground type Pokemon. And so, yeah, you're going to be in a little bit of a tough spot, as Gust Pidgeot is now, by the way, the meta. You want to have Gust on this Pokemon. Might be also something to showcase again. But yeah, we're going to see here now what Gastrodon can do. You're going to try to catch the move, and that is a fantastic catch. It is going to be the Feather Dance though, which is not really ideal. But you can go ahead and go for a Body Slam now at perfect fast move timing. And it's now down to, I guess, calling a bait. I think you have to call the bait here. You can still go for the Body Slam though. That might actually work out well for you. It is going to get them low, but does it get them low enough that you can fully farm them down? You're forced to use a shield here. It's going to be the Feather Dance guaranteed. And can they get to another one in time? That's the question. They swap out into the Altaria. You are forced to go for a charge move, and I think that's a good game. I think you're going to lose it now. Ah, that's unfortunate, and that's a 1 HP in a dream. Next opponent coming through, we're going to have the Alolan Sandslash here. Alolan Sandslash, going to be a Pokemon where you can at least go for the super effective Sand Tomb, but the opponent doesn't know your moveset yet, and so they might be a bit scared of a potential Earthquake, which I don't think you would have been able to reach at this point. But they still use a shield, and they're still going to swap out here into the Gastrodon. You could go for the Sand Tomb and then swap out into your own Gastrodon. That would be a play. Let's see if you're going to do that. You're going to do exactly this, and now you're going to do some extra damage against them, and that is going to be quite beautiful, because now the opponent can go for an Earth Power if they want to, but you should be able to kind of align yourself no matter what is going to happen. You're going to go for the Body Slam, which is not going to knock them out, but they decide to use a shield anyway, and what you could do is either go for another Body Slam, use a shield here, or you get some energy on your Malamar. And so that is exactly what's going to happen now. Malamar gonna go for the full farm down, and with this, the Sandslash is going to get a one-shot. And here's the thing as well, they are not going to be able to outspeed you with their moves. You're going to be able to get the same pacing as they have, and so it is a bit of a trickier one here though. I would have actually suggested you to get up to one charge move first before swapping out because of the debuff chance here, and then you can just try to one-shot them, but it doesn't matter because the opponent decides to go for a charge move, which I don't really agree with at all. They would have needed to farm you all the way down, especially after knowing your moveset. But that's fine. You can go for a foul play. I think Superpower does a bit more damage, but I think it doesn't really matter, as you can go for the full farm down and win the battle. Second to last battle. This is going to be a bit of a longer one based on what I can see here right now, but I don't know what is going to happen. It's going to be a very decent lead for you as they swap onto the Quagsire. I feel like you should have stayed in and tried to go for a Phantom and then swap onto your own Gastrodon, I guess. But I guess you also can get rid of potential Mandibuzz here as well, like for the matchup against this Pokemon here, against the Malamar. Malamar doesn't enjoy Mandibuzz at all. Mandibuzz, basically biggest rivalry there, because you're going to have next to no damage that you can do there. Of course, Superpower still hits hard, but only like one time before it gets debuffed, and Fast Move double resisted, other Charge Move resisted. It is just not a great matchup for you as a Malamar. But anyway, we're going to see here at least that you can realign yourself, which is very important as you have that Gastro in the back lurking there that does not want to get aligned against the Mandibuzz. And still, you can do some solid damage here with your Mandibuzz and the one fast move. Oh, I would have not done this. I don't know if this was correct. I don't know if this was correct. We're going to see. Maybe it was correct, but maybe not. Yeah, I expected this. You still maybe have a chance if they use a shield here. Oh, they use a shield. That is kind of important. You still survive. This is just a body slam, but you're in a still very, very tough spot. Can you swap out? You cannot swap out, and so you're gonna go down here. And I don't really know how this is gonna work out for you now. You're gonna get them low. You have now a double defense drop against them. That is very great for you, but you might need to catch a move, which you will be able to do so, and that might change some things because it's a body slam. I was hoping it would be the ground type move, and as they clear the debuffs now as well, you're in a tough spot. You're definitely in a bit of a tough spot. You are gonna not be able to fully farm them down as well, for sure not. They're gonna go for the foul play. That's, I guess, kind of nice. Usually you would see Dark Pulse. Dark Pulse would two-shot you. Foul play doesn't two-shot you from this range, so there is not all hope lost yet, but you're forced to go for a no-shield apparently, and you're forced to try to get some extra energy now, I think. I don't think that's gonna be possible, but we will find out here. Maybe they're gonna swap out now. They decide to not swap out, and you can go for the full farm down, and you can go for the Earth Power, and you can one-shot a Gastrodon, and if the opponents would have stopped out before, they would have won this battle, but we don't care about this one today. Final battle for today, we're going to have a very interesting need here, because you're going to be able to do some super effective fast move damage now, which the opponent wasn't able to do before. And they catch the ground type move on a Gastrodon, not Gastrodon, on what's called on the Regi-team. Excadrill. Like, what am I even saying? Yeah, Excadrill here, which is going to be fine for you because, again, fully farm them down. Excadrill running still much shot for the opponent, which doesn't make any sense at all. It has access to Mud Slap. Mud Slap is ideal. But anyway, we're gonna see here now the Feraligatr trying its best at doing some decent damage, but still going to be forced to go for another charge move. And here's the thing, you still have that Ferrothorn, I want to say Forretress, which is going to be able to go for a Phantom against the opponent's final Pokemon here, which is not going to appreciate the fast move pressure from the Malamar anyway, and this is going to be a good game. Look at the fast move pressure here, putting them easily into a range where one foul play is going to be enough to knock them out, and that is going to be lovely. This is going to be great. This is going to be an easy victory at the end here, at least as far as I can see this, as they can try to shield this one up, but another one is coming through, easy gonna get the knockout, and so this should be quite an easy one, unless anything is happening here that I don't really expect, but yeah, no, like they're just gonna go for a charge move, you should be able to farm down. And so this is going to be it for this video. Thanks for staying in the gameplay. Very interesting to see Forretress here having quite a lot of play, so very cool Pokemon for sure. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. If you did, feel free to leave a like and check out the videos on the screen. I see you then. Bye bye.